I made one of my favourite items of clothing for the third garment in my Itch to Stitch Winter Capsule. Let's find out what I made. Those who've seen my channel before, you probably know already that I really like a nice classic round-necked, long-sleeved, just a normal top. So that's what I made for my third garment in the Itch to Stitch Winter Capsule series. Now, those of you who know Itch to Stitch or know the catalogue really well will know that there isn't a dedicated round-necked, long-sleeved top. There are V-necks, there are wrap necks, etc. But there isn't a plain round-neck top. So I had to mash two patterns together to get the pattern I wanted. So keep on watching and find out how I did it. There used to be a round-necked, just a plain top from Itch to Stitch. I think it was called the Idlewild, but it was retired a few years ago and there are no plans to bring it back. So this is how I made my own version. Started off with a basic long sleeve top. I used the Hepburn turtleneck, which is here. As you can see, it's a classic kind of line here. You can either have long sleeves or 3/4 sleeves, but it does have a turtleneck. So that was a kind of body that I was looking for. So I used this pattern as a springboard for my pattern mash. Let me just give you the stats for this pattern. I put a picture up here because, like I've said in the past, the front pages of the Itch to Stitch patterns are very ink hungry and I like to save my ink cartridges as much as possible, so I generally work from the second sheet onwards, as you can see here. First of all, let me read the description for you. The pattern says the Hepburn turtleneck is a timeless classic that has swept worldwide since Audrey Hepburn brought it to the silver screen in the 1950s. Hepburn turtleneck represents simplicity and elegance, and it will pair well with a variety of pants and skirts while keeping you cosy on chilly days. Let's have a quick look at the sizing. I bought my pattern a couple of years ago and it was originally published in 2016, and my pattern runs from sizes 00 to size 20. Now the Hepburn has had a very recent update with regards to sizing and it now runs from sizes 00 to size 40. I'm just having a look at my computer here to check. So that happened a couple of weeks ago, or a couple of months ago I think. We're now in mid-February 2025. So yeah, that pattern has been very recently updated to include the larger sizes. Body measurements for the pattern run from 31 1/8 inches for size 00 up to size 60 inches for size 40, which in centimetres is 79 centimetres, this is the bust sizes by the way, for the size 00 to 152.5 centimetres for the size 40. So you can see that the pattern is extremely size inclusive. Let's have a look at the fabrics that are required to make this top then. The pattern says to use a light to medium weight knit fabric with at least 100% two-way or four-way stretch and great recovery. Rib knit, jersey and sweater knit are great choices. If you use fabric with less stretch, you may choose a larger size. Conversely, if you use fabric with more stretch, you may choose a smaller size. The amount of fabric you will need for a long-sleeved roll-necked top are 1 3/8 yards or 1.3 meters of 54-inch or 135 centimetre wide fabric, and that's for the size 00 up to 2 3/8 yards or 2.2 meters of 54-inch or 135 centimetre wide fabric for the size 40. The pattern's features are options for long and 3/4 sleeves, double layered turtleneck, close fitting to accentuate your figure, and it has a layers feature, so you only need to print the sizes you need. There's a version which has A4 sheets that you can take together yourself, or an A0 version that you can send off to a print company and have printed for you. Now I chose, as usual, to print my own, so I chose my pattern on A4 sheets and then glued them together. For me, there were 21 A4 sheets, and like I said, there's a layers feature, so I only printed the sizes I needed, and it was very easy to glue together because all the pattern pieces are kind of independent. So they're all on one sheet, but the back is a couple of sheets, the front is a couple of sheets, etc. And I just find that really useful, especially when I'm sticking to. You can see that the Hepburn turtleneck was a perfect base to adjust the neckline with, if you see what I mean. And I chose the Lego tank, which is a free pattern for the neckline. This is the pattern that I chose to mash. As you can see, it's here with the scooped round neck. I'm not bothered about the armholes or the body itself. All I was interested in is the neckline for the back and the front, and also the neckband piece. I stole the neckline from the Lego tank, and I literally just placed the Lego tank front over the Hepburn front and drew the neckline in, and I did the same for the back. Obviously, like I said, I used the neckband piece for the Lego on my new. So bearing in mind that my colour palette for my winter capsule is here and features cerise pink, I chose a cerise pink piece of viscose jersey that I had in my stash, and started cutting out my mashed. Stitched the top according to the Hepburn instructions until I got to the neckline. Then I looked at the Lego instructions, and here is my finished top. There we go. It's very, very bright pink, isn't it? It is one of my favourite colours, and it is in my colour palette. So this, of course, had to be my first choice. I'll just pop it on for you so you can see how it fits. I'm just going to stand up slightly and just show you how it fits. I'm quite pleased with it, to be honest. I popped it on and I was really quite pleased with the overall finish of the garment. One thing I did do on this garment, I cut a size 12, which I then graded out to a size 14 hip so that it didn't pull across my tummy. I took 1 centimetre off the bottom of the bodice itself, and about 1 3/4 inches from the sleeve length, which is still a nice length for me. I don't like my sleeves too short. I've made that mistake in the past, to be honest. I've decided I like them a little bit longer so I'm not constantly pulling them down. What I would say about this top, a couple of things I think I could have done better. Although I traced the neckline from the Lego, as you can see there, the neckline for the Lego is extremely narrow, and it's well, for me, that's quite a deep round neck. With that necklace, my neck looks quite bare, so I would probably wear this in the spring or under a cardigan or something, because having your chest bare in the winter, it does get quite chilly, doesn't it? Because that's, you know, an area where you do feel the cold. I'm happy with the sleeves, I'm happy with the body itself, but the neckline, like I said, is perhaps a bit too deep and the band is a bit too narrow. Now, like I said, I cut a size 12 on the shoulders and then graded out to a size 14. So I was happy with the body, but the shoulders on this are just a tiny bit too big for me, because my shoulder is here and the seam is here, as you can see. So although I was happy with the fit, I thought I could see myself making a lot more of these for my wardrobe in lots and lots of bright colours to go with all the bottoms I've got already in my wardrobe and the ones I'm going to make. So I decided to just change a few things on the next top that I made. So for my second top, I stuck back the bit that I'd cut out on the neckline, and on the front and the back necklines. And I wanted a neckline that was slightly higher up than for this one, and with a wider band. So I drew myself a new neckline that was quite a bit further up, maybe about that much further up. So we're talking about 1.5 inches, possibly 3 centimetres, and then made myself a new neckband piece. The other thing I did on the shoulders was trim the pattern back to a size 10 and trimmed the armhole to a size 10, but left a size 12 at the bust, under the arms, at the bust area. And I also trimmed off the excess to a size 10 around the sleeve cap. So I effectively made my shoulders a size 10, size 12 bust, and then out to a 14s at the hips. Have a look at the red one then. There we go, the red one. I'll stand up for this as well. There we go. You can see that I've raised the neckline quite a lot, and there's a wider band. I always stitch around the neckline when it's been applied on the overlocker, just to give it a bit more stability. Got long sleeves again, as you can see, and it also fits nicely on the body. So yeah, for this one, like I said, I've raised the neckline slightly and used a wider band, and I've also, like I said, cut the pattern back to a size 10 at the shoulder and around the arm side or armhole and the top of the sleeve head. And I feel that it fits much better at the top of the garment. I've also used a cotton viscose jersey for this fabric. Both fabrics are from Tiernite Fabrics. I have had the pink one, the pink fabric in my stash for about 6 years. So that's before the fabric had cotton incorporated as well. So the cotton just gives that an extra bit of body and just adds a little bit of, stability to the garment. Okay, so which one do I like best? Do I like the red one best, or do I like the pink one best? Well, the jury's out, to be honest. I mean, I made the pink one and wasn't a fan of the neckline. But if I wear a nice piece of jewellery, nice necklace with that neckline, I think it looks okay. It is perhaps a little bit low to wear for winter because, like I said, your chest can get quite cold, which leads to your body being cold. So a higher neckline for the winter, I think, is better. They've both got long sleeves. I prefer the fit of this around the shoulder and the arm side and this sleeve cap, because I think the pink one was slightly too big. Even though it's only a teeny little bit on the pattern, it actually translated to quite a little bit bigger on myself. I think the red top, as you can see, I would wear on a day-to-day basis. The fabric is nice and silky and soft, but it is, although it's quite fine, it's really quite warm. I probably wear this on a daily basis in my workroom, and I would probably wear the pink one with the lower narrow neckband and the lower neck on maybe, on a date night or going out in the evening for dinner or something like that, just because it looks a little bit more dressy than the higher neck. So my verdict then, would I make the top again? Absolutely. I mean, I'm so thrilled with these tops, the kind of tops that I love to pieces. They're so simple, so quick to make, so easy to make, and they're so versatile. And I can see myself wearing these from the end of winter to the beginning of spring because they've got that longer sleeve. The other thing is, of course, with the second sleeve piece, which is a 3/4 sleeve, you could chop that down to a short sleeve. I hadn't thought of that. I just thought of that literally just now. So you could do that. So you've got short sleeve and long sleeve along with your round neck. Would I make it again? absolutely 100%. I mean, I've already washed up some fabric, the same type of fabric, but just in different colours, to make myself several of these tops, because I'm short for tops and I feel so comfortable in them. They're really comfortable to wear. In fact, because I can't choose which one I prefer between the red top with the higher neck and the pink one with the lower neck, I will probably have to print and tape the pattern pieces again, the front and the back, and have one pattern with a lower neck and one pattern with a high neck. For me this week, let me know which one of the tops you prefer, either the slightly higher neck or the lower neck on the pink top. Until I see you next time, happy sewing. Bye bye.